So we are living in some wild times, especially because Donald Trump just made the announcement many people have been waiting for to see if he would do it. He's actually trying to stop something even bigger from happening. What is it? What did Trump just announce? Why is everybody losing their minds? Why is the mainstream media losing their minds? Oh my God. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right away. President Trump just signed a full travel ban blocking all nationals from 12 countries. Iran, Afghanistan, Somalia. Ilhan Omar is not going to be happy about that. Yemen, Libya, Sudan. Yeah, I hope I'm saying that right. Congo, Chad, Haiti, Burma, Guinea. I hope I'm saying that right as well. Venezuela, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Burundi, Togo, and Turkmenistan. Hope I'm saying that right as well. So apparently all these countries just got hit with a travel ban. Now, why is this happening? Well, a huge terrorist attack just happened in the United States of America, and many people, we have seen a bigger attack since 9/11, but a lot of people are saying this is so big because this is the start of what the last 4 years of the United States of America look like, which is a whole bunch of unvetted people coming in. And of course, with all tensions rising in Ukraine and Russia, tensions rising in the Middle East with Iran, Hezbollah, Palestinians, and you have, Jewish, you have a whole bunch of things happening in the United States of America. Tensions are extremely high. Trump has now decided to do this, but why has he really done this? Well, here's a statement. And again, this is a huge move by Trump because we already know that the left is already losing their minds. We already know that activist judges are already losing their minds about sending people back to where they came from. As far as in the last 4 years, have they entered? Many presidents have done this before, but still, Democrats find something wrong with things like this. So Donald Trump, again, makes the announcement in front of the world. Let's take a look.
The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them. In the 21st century, we've seen one terror attack after another carried out by foreign visa overstayers from dangerous places all over the world. And thanks to Biden's open door policies, today there are millions and millions of these illegals who should not be in our country. In my first term, my powerful travel restrictions were one of our most successful policies, and they were a key part of preventing major foreign terror attacks on American soil. We will not let what happened in Europe happen to America. That's why on my first day back in office, I directed the Secretary of State to perform a security review of high-risk regions and make recommendations for where restrictions should be imposed. Among the national security threats their analysis considered are the large-scale presence of terrorists, failure to cooperate on visa security, inability to verify travelers' identities, inadequate record-keeping of criminal histories, and persistently high rates of illegal visa overstays, and other things. Very simply, we cannot have open migration from any country where we cannot safely and reliably vet and screen those who seek to enter the United States. That is why today I am signing a new executive order placing travel restrictions on countries including Yemen, Somalia, Haiti, Libya, and numerous others. The strength of the restrictions we're applying depends on the severity of the threat posed. The list is subject to revision based on whether material improvements are made, and likewise, new countries can be added as threats emerge around the world. But we will not allow people to enter our country who wish to do us harm, and nothing will stop us from keeping America safe. Thank you.
Trump is putting his foot down. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a travel ban with 12 countries. He also just announced that Harvard, he basically restricted Harvard's foreign visas for Harvard University. So he just restricted any foreign visas for people to come study here abroad because they, in the Trump administration, are trying to stop the next 9/11. This is what I keep hearing. This is what the narrative is. And I'm one of those people, and I'm always skeptical in politics about what really is going on. But I got to say, man, as much as you can agree or disagree with what Israel is doing, you got to respect one thing about America, and that is that we all live here. And that eventually, no matter how you feel about it, any terrorist attack won't matter. Like on 9/11, it didn't matter whether America was right for invading countries. Where it doesn't matter. Americans officially died. We were attacked. So it don't matter at that moment. At these moments, it doesn't matter, right? The truth kind of don't matter when lives are at risk, right? When lives are not at risk no more, then we look for the truth and we get, simple understanding. So these are some of the things that I agree with. Like a lot of people can get mad at me for having the stances that I do. But one thing I'll always say is keep Americans safe before anything else. Especially if somebody's really mad at America, they'll take Americans. They don't care who or what their stances are. So I agree with this wholeheartedly for that simple fact because I one myself saw what happened in the last since 2021 in the last 4 years that came into the United States of America, stood in hotels, did all these things. A whole bunch of people that came through the border that were not vetted. That is one of the most sickening betrayals you can think about in recent history because no matter how much humanity you may have in your heart, whether there are good people that have entered, sure, you can always make that case, but the damage would be way crazier and way more damaging from the people that we did not vet and the people that are not good. And I'm pretty sure there have been millions of those that have entered from every different type of country in the world, not just South America, but every country in the world that despise America, that don't like the West, but yet we continue to lend our hand and give this. Now, again, this does not mean that you have to agree with everything the United States government stands for as far as wars, as far as our history goes. That does not mean that I'm here advocating that we trust our government 100% or that we are not the enemy abroad in many cases. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is here, I love my people and I love my family too much to go unprotected. Even though I can have these stances, I can also stand here and say, well, we need to lock up the border and we need to make sure that we know who's here versus who's coming here as well. So this is a huge announcement about Trump to do this. And he's very serious. What he's showing the world that he's very serious about taking the fact that there could be another attack, especially because of the war and because of the tensions between Israel and Palestinians and Gazans and Arabs versus Jews and Christians and Jews and Arabs. Like it's a real thing. It's a real threat to America that we must get this all figured out eventually. So whether you agree with shutting down, whether you agree with doing this, whether you agree or not, I agree with that specific lending. I agree with this. We don't know. Especially whatever stance you may have. I love America too much to go unprotected. So Donald Trump announces this. Again, there's been an insane movement that has been hijacked, right? Because the hijacked by the left, they have hijacked movements that Christians should be leaders of. Starving kids, people not getting their food, humanitarian work, that's Christians. We do this. But these movements have been hijacked in order to stand against the West, which really also does bother me as well. And I think Trump has noticed that, in my opinion, as well. About these movements, yeah, we could care about people abroad, especially during war. But what the hell does that have to do with men and women's sports? What does that have to do with the LGBTQ? And what does that have to do with hating the West, hating America, hating what it stands for, hating the Constitution, hating white people? Like, what does that have to do with humanitarian work? So all this has been intertwined, have been hijacked of what the work of Christians in America should be, have been hijacked by progressives who are atheists and agnostics that don't believe in God. So it's been a very weird time in the United States of America because you want to care about certain things, but then you look at who does care about these things and their stances toward you in America, and you just really have a hard time caring about the same things they care about. It really does get like that. And I understand you guys. But Trump's travel ban goes viral. Trump puts out a video. He puts it out there, puts out the names. Why is he doing it? Well, the media is already freaking out. The media is doing everything that they can to make sure, and activist judges eventually will step in to do what they're going to do, because they're always going to do what their agenda tells them to, or what their political affiliation tells them to. So we'll see, right? But we are in for an epic 4 years of our lifetimes, ladies and gentlemen. Trump's announcement goes by.